good morning from me as well. My name is Trin. I am one of many, many people who work for the Enterprise Europe Network, and I think it's just me between the coffee break now. I've got 15 minutes to tell you how it could be useful to what you are doing, especially on Horizon 2020. Sorry, hang on. Is that clicker?
The other. Turn
Oh.
the other.
Here we go. So we are a very, very, very big network of 600 business support organizations made up of roughly 3,000 people in 54 countries. So although the name says Europe, is actually we are based much in many more countries, but everything we do has to involve a European organization. And since we are actually also a European project, we apply every 7 years. We are funded by the EU, so all of our services are for free. And those services are, I would say that there are lots of people in the European Commission who pretty much pay my salary who would say that the sole reason for my existence is to help, in my case, organizations in the UK find partners for any kind of collaboration outside the UK. So wherever you're coming from, you will have your local contact points who will try to help you get contacts to facilitate the connections with potential partners in different countries. And I guess especially relevant today, we also, in that case, we mostly work with companies, mostly with SMEs, trying to help them understand how does European funding work and trying to get them a bit of that money. To give you a bit of a better idea of how the matchmaking works, we have quite a few different tools. We have a huge database which has around 15,000, 20,000 profiles. Now, profile is a 1 or a 2-pager describing your product, technology, or a project and what you're looking for or what you're offering. We have forums which are for more urgent, more quick-fire searches and matching. And in the end of the day, it all boils down to us actually picking up a phone and making an introduction on your behalf to somebody out there in Europe. To quickly show you how all of these various options work. So that this is how the database looks. Everybody can access it. You can narrow it down by the type of collaboration, commercial, technical, research. You can use keywords to search for whatever you're looking for. Unfortunately, that's the only option you have. And then you get a list of headlines. I'm not sure if you can all see this, but this is basically a snapshot of various companies, universities, or looking for partners for Horizon projects. So it's not let's get together and discuss what we are going to apply for. You have to come to us with a call in mind, and you have to know what you want to do, what kind of companies you're looking for. I have an example here, actually. I think if we click on this one, oh, it's here. So yeah, this is what you get. Not sure again if you can read this, but it's anonymous. Firstly, to give me a job to do, but also we have to report every time we have a success. We put two organizations together. We need to report this back to the Commission just to make sure that they know that I'm actually putting their money into good use. So it's anonymous, but it can be quite specific. As you can see, you describe what you're trying to do, what is the aim of a project, what kind of expertise is needed to implement the project, and what is the role of a partner that you are looking for. So if you are searching this and you think this could be one for me, I can do this, then unfortunately for you, and fortunately for me, you have to go through me or any of my colleagues to get access to the organization behind this profile. This is a snapshot of what else the database does. So it's not just the Horizon searches, although we are getting very, very busy right now. But these are, for example, some of the companies who are looking for specific technologies. At the same time, if you have something quite interesting you think that somebody might want to use in their business, we can also get you up there and try to find somebody who wants to license it or buy it or perhaps do some other technical collaboration. Guessing you're probably thinking that this takes a long time, and it does take a bit of time to create this profile. If you're in a hurry, for example, especially with Horizon projects, could happen that one partner drops out for whatever reason and you have to definitely replace them. and you've got a month to go. So we have forums, which basically it's a forum. It operates as a forum. So you would come to me and I would post a shorter message of what is the project and what kind of partner you're looking for in that forum. Then have my crazy colleagues who probably scan this 3 times a day, and then they go out and reach out to all of the companies in their regions, cities, towns, in their innovation center who they think could join the project. And this is much faster. I think the record that I've heard, and that wasn't me unfortunately, but from the moment a message was posted there for a Horizon project to a moment when a company agreed to join a project was 45 minutes. And that meant that my colleague, that was actually my colleague from up north in England, went there, saw this, sent it to their SME, got in touch very quickly in the project. That's obviously an extreme case. In my case, I posted something there for Williams, and in 10 days, I got 22 replies, which is also quite good. And in the end of the day, as I mentioned before, because we have so many people on the ground, it all really boils down to me not knowing anything about Germany, for example. But if you want a partner in Germany, then I know who to ask. So I have many colleagues in Germany, in any of the countries, who would go out and make a much warmer introduction to their companies, universities, anybody that you need. They speak the same language, they might already actually know each other quite well. So it just makes the connection that much more easier and warmer sometimes. This is the funding side of what we do. I guess the first 2 points, they mostly apply to SMEs. I've never had a university come up and say, oh, can you please tell me how does Horizon or any other funding work, or can you please help me write my application? They can probably teach me, I think. But with the SMEs, at the moment, with Horizon, with the SME instrument, we all know that they did not really want to take part in the previous framework programs. But right now, everyone's hearing about the single company funding, and I can get 2 million straight away and for anything that I do. So we try to calm them down a bit, and just to make them understand how does the funding work and who can get it and how do you get it. Again, application support, we don't write applications. Technically, I'm a lawyer, I can't write much anything apart from legal texts which are boring, but we give them practical guidance on what to include in the application, what to evaluators look for, what not to do, what kind of lingo to use even, because they don't know anything about the project, the EU speak. But the consortium building, again, that obviously relates back to the previous matchmaking slides. That's especially with Horizon, it's getting really, really busy right now, and we're just discussing yesterday with our colleagues, we're seeing much more interest from universities. They're all reaching out to us, asking to find SMEs to join their projects. These are some of the times when we have actually hit the nail on the head and managed to put a consortium together. The ones where you can read the names of organizations, they have been published, they're public. A couple of them are a bit newer. So, the top Danish one, 15 partners, that's a huge amount. Obviously, that was a very, very lucky thing as well, but it does work, it does work. There are other ways as well to find partners. There are many, many different ways. This is just one of them. There's a great difference, though, in the lead time. So how long does it take you to find partners for an EU project? And how long does it take you to sign a contract for commercial or technical partnership? With the consortia, it can take from 45 minutes up to a couple of months perhaps, but usually we don't usually have 6 months to do it. You have a lot less time. If you're looking at the more commercial or technical partnerships, then this can take from 6 months to 4 years. And I'm saying this because of the next slide, because of the hard numbers, and these are only the numbers which we know about. Not everybody wants to tell us. So that could be a lot more. So there's a huge difference, obviously, 81,000 and 10,000. It's just that the 10,000 takes much longer to actually come through. And this is it. I think, I'm not sure if we're taking any questions now or we have a coffee break, because I'm going to be around all day anyway, and I've got my 2 colleagues from Wales there and a colleague from France as well, so
yeah.
Sure.
So if there is, sorry.
Sorry, I've got a question. It's great in this database of partners, it's a fantastic resource, and there's a lot of activity put in about building consortium and getting people together. And it's easy to do to build a consortium, but actually getting a partner that will do what's written in the contract. How do you accommodate that? There doesn't seem to be like a review process like TripAdvisor that rates and reviews participants.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we can't really do that, so we can only take a company's word that, yes, I can do this and I want to do this. So our role really here is to put it together. What happens after this is...
People are often very keen at the proposal stage, and I could do this, I could do this, but actually doing it, that's really difficult.
Oh, I completely agree, and I hear horror stories every single day of we all come together with a big hurrah, and then 2 days before the deadline we have to change the budgets and they have to have another partner in and I want to have a bigger role, etc. It all goes crazy. Unfortunately, we can't really, we are essentially, we do what the EU tells us to do and they tell us to help you get to know each other. What happens there, we can't really...
So you can't give honest feedback?
Well, in a sense that on the companies who we know, if I know that those 5 companies in the healthcare sector and they have done FP7 before and they have successfully applied for various UK grants and they are in another project somewhere right now, then I can probably say that I know them, I met with them, they seem decent guys, they are in project, so I would trust them, I would rely on them. But quite often when we send out I would promote the searches around Oxfordshire in my case, and when I get responses in, quite often from organizations who I've never met, who I've never heard of, but I'm required to send their details across to Germany, for example, and if they want to talk to them, then I can't really say anything at all.
No, it's quite a risk though, isn't it? It would be good to be able to reduce that risk somehow.
So I always say that, obviously I would love to get the huge number of partnerships, but I always say that if you know who you want to work with, or you have a faint idea, or you think you know who might know who you want to work with, go with this route. It's always better to work with people who you don't know. Come to me when you really don't know.
As we heard earlier, most SMEs don't know what they want or who they want.
Most don't actually. Most don't, but quite a few do. And I think, but what I've seen, again, this is just from my perspective, a lot of the SMEs who come to me, they go for the SME instrument, and they do know who they want to work with. That they are just pleasantly surprised that, oh, I don't actually have to work with anybody. So.
Okay. No other question at the very moment? Then we have a very short coffee break.
Thank you.
15 minutes.